We're joined now by M. Ravikant, Chairman and Managing Director at HUDCO, to understand more about the outlook for the business going ahead. Mr. Ravikant, thanks so much for joining in. First off, just want to understand from you, what have been the loans that have been disbursed in the first quarter, and what kind of disbursement growth have you seen so far?
Yeah, there is a 30% growth compared to the last year disbursements, we have done so far in the first quarter, April, May, June, 1,305 crore as against 1,500 crore in the corresponding period of the last year. This is a growth of 30%. And even sanctions wise also, we are comfortable. Around 4,000 crore sanctions we have done in the first quarter. And we are on the right track. Our achievements for 2017-18 also is remarkable, having sanctions at 38,648 crores and disbursements at 16,564 crores.
All right, so that's a picture of how disbursements have played out in the first quarter. Then there is some concern about cost of funds. What has been the average cost of funds for your company in the quarter, and any sort of impact that you've seen on the back of that on your margins?
You are aware that the financing cost is going up, and the average incremental cost of funds raised during the quarter was around 7.60%. The Indian economy is currently witnessing rising interest rates coupled with high degree of volatility and tight liquidity position. And you also know the recent policy reviews of RBI, and which has increased the key policy rates by 0.24%, which is also impacting the interest rate scenario. However, to counter the impact of increasing interest rates, HUDCO is constantly reviewing its loan portfolio as well as lending rates as and when required to keep the margins reasonably, as per our MOA targets. We have targets for each and every segment of our activity, sanctions, disbursements, and net margins, gross profit. So many parameters we have, and we are able to review it constantly and take stock of the situation and molding according to the requirements.
All right, fair enough. Then let's talk about asset quality for a minute. What is the outlook that you have as far as asset quality goes, and are you targeting any amount of recoveries for fiscal 19?
The asset quality outlook is excellent because for the simple reason that we are mostly lending to the government sector. And the total recoveries around 800 crore expected this fiscal, and we have already recovered around 400 crore. And some other recoveries are also expected because of the successful culmination of NCLT cases referred there. And then they are under process under Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, IBC. Mostly we are lending to the government sector. The total loan book as of now, I can share with you, 49,800 crore. And in this, the government agencies account for around 46,255 crores. 93% of the total loan book is only in the government sector. And in the past, we have done as a piggy rider for some consortium funding for power projects, which has resulted, unfortunately, in NPAs, and the recovery measures are being taken as per the recovery laws, debt recovery tribunal and debt recovery appellate tribunal, and then SEFASI Act, and also the revenue recovery laws.
All right, just a last question then before we let you go. If we talk about, the rest of fiscal 19, the remaining quarters, where are you seeing the growth coming from? Any new projects that you can share with us that are on your radar?
I would like to conclude saying that all the flagship programs of government like Swachh Bharat Mission, Atal Mission for Regeneration and Urban Transformation, Amrut, and Hriday, and the way the government transport sector is going to pick up with infrastructure projects like metro projects in various cities. Delhi, of course, you know, Bengaluru, Lucknow, Ahmedabad, Nagpur, many cities are coming up with Hyderabad. So we have the great potential and then the opportunity to tap for the airport, railways and port subsectors, especially with the new airports coming up in smaller cities like Jawar Airport. And we are ready to fund all the metro rail projects with government equity as well as the rapid, transport system projects announced in the budget.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining in. Appreciate you sharing the time and giving us your outlook for the company going ahead. That is M. Ravikant, CMD at HUDCO. But with that, it's a wrap on this edition